Hello guys, this is a Hello Kitty 3-channel mask collaboration. That's right, happy Mask Monday, and we're going to mask up with Hello Kitty's Creme Shop Clear Cutie, it says, and it's a printed sheet mask. It's an essence sheet mask with AHA, blemish fighting, vitamin C, and brightening. And in the collab today is Wendy Jean with unboxings with Wendy Jean and Kim, hanging out with Kim, two of my good friends. That's right. So we decided to do a Hello Kitty collab. I bought 3 in a pack from FabFitFun, and then I had sent them, if you'll recall, a birthday card that was really a pun for the Mona Lisa and the guy in his little butt crack. It was a funny card. I don't know what Mask Monday that was when they showed it on their channels. But it is funny if you want to go back and take a look at that. But anyways, that's how we got started. I sent each of them a mask, and we picked today, November 17th, to do this collaboration. And there will be a giveaway with the collaboration. And in case you are not subscribed to me and or to them, you'll need to be subscribed to all. And I'm Vicki. I'm Miss Jackie Russell. That's my channel, and that's what I go by most of the time. But in case you're new here, you'll also know what my given name is. But we are going to get ready for this. Kim has graciously sent us over Happy Thanksgiving Would You Rather questions. So we're going to have that along with the mask. And I need to get my mask open so we can get started here. And then there are going to be a giveaway with each channel, 5 masks. There won't be duplicate winners. There'll be 1 winner per channel. And we'll send out 5 masks, and that will end next week mine will end around noon on November 23rd. And I think Wendy's might end on November 24th at 8 o'clock. But I think me and Kim are ending ours at the same time. And then we'll post ours on our Mask Monday. And Wendy is going to post hers on Monday as well. But it'll be a separate video, and she'll tell you all about it. And like I said, there's going to be 5 masks, and we'll go through all that after I get done with the questions. Because I'm also going to have my devotional, the Bessie Hicks devotional that I've been doing on Mask Mondays. That'll be toward the end, and if you want to stick around for that, I sure would appreciate it. And we will go through that devotional. But right now I'm going to get my Hello Kitty on. You can see it's got little kitties on, and it sounds like my tablet over there is making noise, so you'll hear a little, sounds like little. Do I have this on right? Maybe I have it on backwards. Let me turn it around and see if that's brighter. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Let me get it on right, for goodness sakes. Oh, I always do that. I don't know which way to put it on. But anyway, Miss Jackie Russell here. Welcome to my channel. And I'm glad to have you here. And today is a Mask Monday collaboration, as I just told you. And I'm getting this mask on. It feels really good. It's got lots of essence with it. Creme Shop usually has pretty good masks. So if you're in the market and you happen to see Creme Shop somewhere, then pick some up because they're good and they're fun to use. So, okay, well, let's get on. One thing I want to mention, if you don't know Wendy or Kim, Wendy does a lot of unboxings, and she does unboxings of all kinds and some hauls, including FabFitFun and Dollar Tree and some other, like grocery type things that she might pick up. She'll show that. And she also does Mask Mondays on occasion, but not that often. So you won't see Mask Mondays on her channel. But Kim, if you go over to Hanging Out with Kim, she does do Mask Mondays usually. Not maybe every Mask Monday, but she does participate in Mask Mondays. And she also unboxes different things, and she does hauls. Like sometimes she, goes to like the, I can't think of it. My mind's lost it. It'll probably come to me later, but she does hauls and she unboxes as well, but she mostly does things with her mom. She'll go like to China Lights and antiquing and different things. So both ladies are great. They have good content on their channels, so be sure and go over and check them out. Now, like I had said, Kim sent us questions of Happy Thanksgiving Would You Rather, and I've got mine printed out, and I haven't pre-read them, so I'm fixing to find out what I'd rather do. And it says, choose which option you prefer, Thanksgiving style. And I do want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving real quick. I probably, I will be here next Mass Monday. I'm planning on it because I'll announce my winner then. But I do want to, extend that out in case you're not with me next Monday. But anyways, would you rather, and the first one is Thanksgiving, have a Thanksgiving meal at home or dine out at a restaurant? Well, hands down, I would rather have a Thanksgiving meal at home. One year, and this was a long time ago, we had to go to Ohio for a funeral actually, and it happened over the Thanksgiving holidays. And man, oh man, this was in the 80s. And trying to find a restaurant that was open so that we could even have a meal was difficult. I think now you have more options, more restaurants are open, but I would still rather have a sit-down meal with my family at home. Okay, Thanksgiving potluck or cook the entire meal yourself? Okay, I don't like cooking every single thing myself, so I'll say potluck. We do usually provide the main course, the meat and dressing and some other things, but yeah, potluck. Parade in person or parade on TV? Well, when my kids were little, parade in person, but now if I'm going to watch one, I'll just watch it on TV. No football games or no parade? Well, okay. Well, in my case, I guess I would say no football games. I don't really watch them. I hear them because my husband and my sons and everybody watches them, but I don't pay attention to them. A small gathering or a big group? I think I'd rather have a small gathering, but I do like to go to large family groups that are kind of like a family reunion. Those are good too, but most of the time I prefer a small gathering. No appetizers or no desserts? Okay, well, I'd rather have no appetizers if that's my choice. You gotta have desserts at Thanksgiving. Okay, homemade dishes or store-bought dishes? Hands down, homemade. This is falling down on my lips. Cozy cabin in the wood or mansion in the city? Well, the chances of me going to a mansion in the city are nil to none, so I'll just say cozy cabin in the woods. Cozy clothing or fancy attire? I like cozy clothing for Thanksgiving, especially if it's just our family. I don't really dress up too much, for it. And then celebrity guest or surprise family visit? Well, I think I'd prefer the surprise family visit. It would mean more. Favorite athlete, favorite musician appearance? Well, in my case, I would rather it be a favorite musician appearance. So, that would be my preference. Sound like a turkey or look like a turkey? Okay, I'll just sound like a turkey. And this is the last one. Cook the meal or clean up the meal? And I would probably rather, that's a tough one, because no one likes doing the cleanup. And this is I'm just gonna break that off of there. It's gonna be hanging off to the side. I don't know if anybody else in the collabs had problems with that, but I don't like it hanging down. Okay, cook the meal or clean up the mess? Okay, I'll say cook the meal. But in most cases, I end up cleaning up the mess too, so that's the way it goes. But those are the questions that Kim sent over. And Kim, thank you. Those were fun little would you rathers. and I enjoyed them, and I know everyone else will too. So you let me know, were any of these would you rathers or some that you would rather do? Make a comment down in the comment section and let me know. Now I'm going to talk about the giveaway real quick before we go into the Bessie Inside Out Beauty, and we're going to be talking about exfoliating tip number 3. But before that, I'm going to have 5 masks. In my giveaway, I'm going to have a moisturizing hand mask. I'm going to have a carrot fresh food for the skin. It's a pore care sheet mask. I'm going to have a clarifying Corona face mask, which is very good. And I'm going to have some Wonder Beauty, my favorite baggage claim golden eye mask in there. And I am going to send you, I don't have another Hello Kitty, but I did have a Creme Shop My Melody Berry Kawaii. So I'm going to send this. It's retinol for plumping and strawberry for brightening. So I'm going to have that. So those are the 5 masks in my giveaway. You must comment on all 3 videos. You must be publicly subscribed to all 3 of us in this collaboration. And in mine, you'll use a secret word or a code word. And let's just put down there Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is my word. And you have to be 18 years or older. You must have an address in the continental USA. And YouTube and or any of these brand masks are not affiliated with this giveaway. And I'll be picking my winner, like I said, on November 23rd by noon. And then I'll announce my winner on Mass Monday, the 24th. And if I forgot anything, just check. If you have sensitive skin, you may want to check the ingredients to make sure nothing is going to affect you. And I'll be sending this out by the U.S. Postal Service and let you know the tracking number as it comes right to your door. So that is my giveaway. And those are the rules. And like I said, the combined rules is to watch all videos, like them, comment on each video in a sentence, and then of course use any code word that they might suggest and be publicly subscribed. So there you go. What do you think? And how is your Monday going? I do have my coffee over here. I think I'll just have a little sip. And I do want to tell you guys, I did mask up prior to filming this, and I have been doing my Omnilux red light therapy. I have done the face and the neck 3 times this week. 3 times last week, 3 times the week before. So I'm going into my 3rd week. And after about a month, I will come back and tell you guys some results of that. But I think it's, I know it's going to work, but it takes, I will tell you, at 3 months, you have even better results. I have a playlist of my very first opening of the Omnilux. I have a video of about, I think, 4 weeks, and then I have a video at 12 weeks, and then I think I have one at 6 months that I posted, and those are in my playlist under Omnilux Red Light Therapy. But anyways, I wanted to let you know I'm staying up on that, and we had a pretty good weekend. How was yours? We're having some 80-degree weather again. We did drop down to like 30s or something. I don't know. I think last week, I want to say Monday or Tuesday. And then it turned around and got to 70, and then I went to 80. And of course, then we dropped back down to the 60s and 70s. But it's been lovely weather for November, and I love it. Now, if you want to move along, you can. I do want to remind you in my videos, if you are participating in the Jubilee giveaways, you do want to use in the orange heart or the turkey in a sentence down in the comments. So if you're not interested maybe in my mask that I'm giving away here, or you want to be eligible for the Jubilee, you want to be sure and use that, because you don't know which video will be pulled for the giveaway, because I draw each week on a video for the Jubilee gifting. And last week I showed the weeks 1 and 2 prizes if you want to go back and take a look. Now, with that said, also YouTube and or anything other brands are not affiliated, and it's basically the same rules. Now we're going to go on to Beauty Inside Out tip number 3. And before we do that, I have been showing Read Me When, and we're going to draw one and see what color we get. Last week we had a happy one, and I'm going to shake this up a little bit. I'm going to draw one out, and looks like we're going to get a green one. Now I probably need to be saving my little gold foils because I don't think all these are going to fit in there after I get done. Now the green is grateful. Oh, how appropriate with Thanksgiving coming up. And it says, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. Psalms 118:1. And that is a very great thing. We should always give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. Amen. So that starts off our grateful week, and you let me know what you're grateful for. I'm going to drop these back in there. And like I said, you can see how they're kind of fat there. It's going to be hard to fit them all in there when I get done. Now, how long has my mask been on? It's been on long enough. I'm going to go ahead and take this mask off. So let's go ahead and do that real quick, and then we'll get on with the Bessie Hicks. And I do want to thank everybody that stayed with me for the Bessie Hicks. And I know it's unusual, but like I said, it's something that I am doing now on my Mask Mondays, and we're doing this Beauty Inside and Out, and it has been very insightful, and she does a very good study on it, or has a very good analogies. So the mask is great, man. We're talking about lots of essence to like drip into my skin. I even have enough to put on my arms. The mask is just loaded, so that is good. And then let's get on with this study. Beauty Insider tip number 3. It's all about maintenance, and we've been talking about exfoliating our skin and exfoliating our soul. In order to receive any of the benefits, we need to exfoliate regularly. A little while after exfoliating, dead skin cells begin to build back up on our skin surface. It isn't something that we can do once and then be done with it, and that's so true. We know that. Same way with Jesus. Jesus said in Luke 9:23, if anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. The same principle applies to our inner beauty process. In 1 Corinthians 15:31, Paul speaks about dying daily to the flesh. Yeah, that's a tough one too, isn't it? It's hard because we're so human. Our flesh will always begin to build itself back up. Oh, that is so true. If we haven't taken time to regularly bring it under submission to the Word. And that's another reason it's good to be in the Word, because you might forget something, or you might start to get puffed up about something, and you might need to just humble yourself before the Lord. Regularly exfoliating also helps to balance out your skin. Scripture says that the enemy is roaming around ready to devour at all times. Be sober, well-balanced, and self-disciplined. Be alert and cautious at all times. The enemy of yours, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, fiercely hungry, seeking someone to devour. 1 Peter 5:8, that's Amplified Version. But the person walking in the Spirit is not the easy prey he's looking for. Paul teaches us to walk in the Spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. And that's true, Galatians 5:16. But it is still something we all have to work on. If you haven't exfoliated in a while, chances are your skin is dull. That's true. Lackluster and possibly broken out. True. As believers, that's not how we want to represent Christ. We need to spend regular time crucifying our flesh through fasting, prayer, and studying His Word, which is loaded with benefits that will transcend far above any beauty product out there. When we do, we will reflect the bright, radiant, well-balanced bride the Lord intended us to be. So very true. And then in daily reflection, she has given some verses here. Read Proverbs 27:17. Who could the Lord be using in your life as an exfoliant? Read Colossians 3:8-10 and 12-14. What can you put off today in the effort to become spiritually mature? And what can you put on today in the effort to become spiritually mature? Good questions. And read Psalms 103, 1-5, which this is one of them prayers that I say every day. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless the Lord, for he is holy. Bless the Lord, and forget not all his benefits, who forgives all your iniquities, and who heals all your diseases, and who destroys destruction in front of you. So in other words, he protects you, and who crowns you with loving kindness and good things to eat, so that you will rise up like eagles. So he's given us the strength that we need. Anyways, that's Psalms 103. I don't know if it's 1-5 or not, but that's the first few verses. What are some of the benefits of a regular time spent with the Lord? And I think I just told you, because it tells you in Psalms 103 what it'll do. Application. Have you ever brought a new product to use on your skin? Now that is a, not so wild question, because we all, if you get a beauty box, you're always getting new products. All right, let's go on with this. To use on your skin and you didn't feel like it did anything at all. Well, I've been there. Have you ever bought a new product to use on your skin and you didn't feel like it did anything at all? And we've probably all been there. Maybe even made it look worse. Yeah, I'm going to tell you guys, that Pericone MD eye stuff for your lift, I'm not keeping it. I'll give it to someone. I'm going to put it in a giveaway. But either I had an allergic reaction or I just don't like Pericone MD. And this is not the first time. I've used their under eye cream and it practically blinded me. I don't like it. It caused problems with my vision. And then I used this, and believe it or not, now I accidentally put, I didn't know, and I put it under my eyes. Guess what it did? I had the most puffiest eyes I've ever had. I don't really get puffy eyes. So then I was just using it up here where it said to, and guess what? I was getting swollen up there. So if that's their way of getting rid of wrinkles, to puff you out like a marshmallow puff, Pillsbury Doughboy, forget it. I don't want to use it. So I don't even know if y'all want to use it, but it could have just been allergic reaction. I just may not be able to use their product. But anyway, yeah, have you ever had something and it makes it worse? Well, I did. The truth is you cannot receive the full benefits of your beauty products if you haven't exfoliated first. The layers of the dead skin that are in the way will make it impossible for anything that comes next to be effective. We can't expect to receive all the benefits of a moisturizer if we haven't successfully learned to exfoliate. Likewise, we can't mature our walk with the Lord unless we learn how to get ourselves out of His way. We will be radiant when our wants change into what He wants for us. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all of His benefits. Psalms 103, 1-2. He has so much waiting for us, more than we could ever imagine if we would just allow Him to lead us into removing all the dirt and dead things in our lives. He wants to transform us into inner beauties as we walk in His glorious image. And that's the end of that. And isn't that a powerful ending? And I'll have to say that's all true. And when you do commit to reading the Word, and I've mentioned that, it mirrors you back. The Holy Spirit is coming back. It's coming to you and it's showing you things that you might not know, or something about yourself that you could change and exfoliate out and bring in something better and be a better and kind person. So the Bible is the basic instructions for leaving this earth. I think that's what it is. Basic instruction before leaving earth. That's what it is. But anyways, isn't that true? Now next Monday we're going to start day number 4, which we're doing one little tip each week, and it'll be moisturizer with Bessie Hicks. And insider tip number 1, the Holy Spirit is our helper. And that is going to be so exciting. I can't wait. And I have so enjoyed this. I just want to tell you, I know several of you have enjoyed this devotional, this reading, and the little tips that Bessie Hicks has given us to help us with our walk and also with our beauty. So that's why it's called Beauty Inside Out. And we're working on both. And of course, we did our Mass Monday here. I want to thank you all for joining me for the collaboration. I want to thank Kim and Wendy for participating in the collaboration with me. And I really love those two ladies. They're really good friends. And I hope you all get over and have a chance to visit with them as well. But as for today and my Mass Monday collaboration and my Beauty Inside Out devotional, that's all I have. And guys, before I leave, don't forget to check out the Dollar Tree train. It just went out. I'll probably add that little clip to the end so you can see all 14 channels. We've got a few new ones on board with us. Be sure and go check that out. 14 channels, 14 giveaways, and see what you think about that. And be sure, and on that one you got to comment on everybody's video, and you've got to use their code word and be publicly subscribed as well. So go check them all out. But as for today, for this collaboration with Wendy and Kim, and in my little devotional with Bessie Hicks, insider tip number 3 for exfoliating, that's all I have. And as usual, I wish you all a blessed and happy day. Bye-bye.